I'm starting today with Smarty Pants. Oh, you got me all excited about this grass you did last week. Seagrass, am I right?
That's right.
We decided it wasn't sea oats
We did.
because it's not quite the same texture or size. Is that it?
Yep, it's a different thing. Seagrass and sea oats are not quite the same thing.
I think you covered that. It's a different thing.
Yeah.
That's great. I think that's the best explanation for difference I've ever heard. What is different about it? It's a different thing. Oh, yes. Well, I'm completely convinced. What are we going to do today? Coming up, oh, you should see how beautiful it is with the camera as you come up off of the seagrass and look at the white caps coming into the water. Oh, and I'm working my way to you, and now we're coming up, get a little bit of that sunrise on the water. Then the sun. You know, sometimes as you've been working on this, Smarty Pants, I've been thinking about how natural it probably seemed to people to worship the sun.
Oh my goodness
What an
gracious.
obvious manifestation of the beauty of nature, the beauty of life. I mean, not only is it obvious in the fact that it appears so brightly, but it appears so faithfully, don't you think?
Yes.
If I were describing a God, I like one that shows up in the morning and he stays until nightfall, you know?
And every day, one way or
Every
another.
single day, he's there to bring the light.
One way
So
or
not that I'm recommending the worship of the Egyptian Ra, God Ra, but I am saying it is a beautiful thing. Now, I'm sorry, let me get to what you're doing. Forgive me, I got all caught up in the preliminaries here. You said you were going to add last week a human element into our painting.
I did. And as promised, here we
We've
go.
already added a bird.
Yeah.
Are you human, bird?
Are you saying a bird is
The bird
human?
is not human.
Bird is not human.
Sorry to offend any people from the Audubon Society. John James Audubon. Boy, we're showing off today, aren't we?
No
Here's a
kidding.
nice picture of your back.
Well,
So I can do a
there's
promo.
a human element.
So I'll do a promo on the internet.
Not the
Smarty Pants is back. Yes,
not the
indeed.
human element I was talking
Yeah,
about.
here
though.
we go. Back over here. What is it you're doing? Back, pull away just first. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh,
What do you think we got here?
what a little slice of Americana. A little slice of Norman Rockwell thrown in here with a little pier pointing out into the water with a little boy sitting there. Is that a thatched hat?
Yep.
Like
it sure is. It's a
hay,
thatched hat.
a hay thatched hat
It is. With a little hay-like thatched hat.
with his little pole in the water.
And we know, what do we know? We know that, one thing we know for sure.
And you know what the funny thing is about it? You got kind of a live action shot. You need to pretend like you knew that.
I don't know what you mean, but tell me
Well,
what
it's
you
a
mean.
live action shot because if you look at the little boy's pole there, let me come in close before you go do much more. You see how it's not just dropped in the water, it's pulled out a little bit in the water, which means that boy just got himself what we used to call a bite.
Is that right?
That means he's got him a fish that's fiddling with his worm,
That's
so
a-
to speak. I hope that didn't
That was.
change our rating right there. But
We'll
a
pretend like it's just.
a fish that's fiddling with his worm and about to strike, and I almost can feel the excitement in the boy's soul. We're gonna eat fish tonight. A tear
Well, I
came
can
in
tell
my
you
eye.
that was a happy accident.
Well, thank God for happy accidents.
Yeah.
That's what somebody was asking me the other day. They said, "What do you think makes an artist? What do you think makes great art?" You know, we're so pretentious in this country to think that there's some criterion or worse criteria
Yeah.
for great art. All the following things have to be included. You know what makes great art? I hope everybody's listening to this.
I am.
Somebody enjoys it and they want it. That's what makes great art. You know, we sit around thinking, well, it has to be this, or it has to be universally enjoyed, or it has to be enjoyed by the critics. My God, if you're going to try to make art that's enjoyed by the critics, you will never make art that's enjoyed by the masses. Because the masses don't always agree.
That's so true.
And now I've
that's
just got a
the
great shot on
history.
your hand.
That's just the history.
I'm going to
of
come
it.
in and look at that little boy.
How did you know he was a
little?
little boy? Because he absolutely is. But what made you know that he's a little boy?
Oh, I think it's because of the way he was sitting.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It's not a chauvinistic thing, but I don't know whether a little girl would sit exactly that way. She might, from especially that era, she might be just a little more prim and proper, and he's got his feet dangling feet. I think if you've never dangled your feet next to a body of water with a cane pole sticking out there. They say some things are old-fashioned. I agree with that, but some things are not old-fashioned. They're just beautifully traditional, and everyone once in their life should be able to experience it. Now,
I
it
think
looks
so,
like
too.
this. Are you going to take the pier all the way off to the end of or is this pier something that's been broken off?
It's a broken off pier. He's sitting on the broken off end.
So you're going to do something here to connote that it's broken, or kind of broken? Oh, that's a great eye. Look at that.
No, it's coming from
I'm so glad I asked
back
that.
here. It's coming from back here. Well, we don't see the beginning of the pier.
Oh
It
my
goes
goodness.
off
It's
the
off-
edge there.
Off the edge there.
Uh-huh.
What a beautiful little piece. I once told a friend of mine who took pictures of landscapes and everything that they were absolutely gorgeous, but they were absent the human element that puts the viewer into the picture. That's what, even when you put a bird in there, it brings some flesh and blood and humanity into the picture.
Well, you
and
just
the
said-
landscapes were gorgeous. I'm sorry, go ahead.
You just said exactly what I was thinking about. I love landscape, but I just believe that, the most interesting creation that God made was people. And, he had people interact with all of his animals and all of his land. And so I think every landscape should have a people. So there is one example of our human
Now,
element.
when you get a little boy like that that's so far in the distance, and nobody's going to necessarily come and pull their face up close to look at his face, but are you going to add some additional facial expression on him?
I'm going to try to clarify
An
a little bit
eyeball.
about
I may
his,
pull in close here. Oh, I see what you're doing. Yeah, clarify an eyeball and form that nose. What do you?
I think from the back.
I'm
the
always
door-
curious about that. What the importance is of that, because you've established presence. How important is it to establish personal recognition, do you think?
I think in this particular case, it would be way too far away for a person to be able to see an expression. I think we've got to express the personality of this fella from his body language.
Oh, I think that's great.
I think
That's great.
that's what I think. And I think with the sun coming up behind him, he's going to be primarily a silhouette. I just want to have his hat
Oh, I love
with
the
a little
hat.
bit of yellow in it.
I love the hat.
It's like
So
he's
I'll
got
let
on
you
his
finish there.
granddaddy's
I'll
fishing
let you
hat.
finish there, and I'm going to come in close, and that sun is just really coming up and looking beautiful. And I love that one single bird on that side. I think we got three on the other, don't we? Let me
I'm
come
so
over here.
glad you
Oh,
told
we
me.
got three on the other.
I'm so glad you told me it was an action shot. I love that.
Oh, look at that. Look at that hat, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever seen a more torn up, beat up, but purposeful thatched hat in your life?
Looks like his granddaddy fished in it for about 50 years.
And he
right?
just loved his granddaddy for some reason.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Oh my goodness gracious. What a beautiful sight is. Let me pull back now and let it look at it in the context of what we got going here. Oh my goodness gracious. Didn't we add life to this?
We added life, and we got one more piece of human element to come.
Oh my goodness.
Something else.
Oh, this was a great and beautiful day here on Drawing Attention with Smarty Pants as she puts together a painting, which eventually I'm sure she'll name for us. We'll say, why don't we save that for the end?
Good idea.
Okay. Say goodbye, Smarty Pants.
Bye, Smarty Pants.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was too predictable, wasn't it?
Yes.